Okay, so I made the executive decision to go ahead and put this at a tilt. The beam that mounts to this will also be level with this beam, but as it pulls away, so check this out, it clears that bolt. Okay, comes down, it clears that bolt there. It rubs on these, but I can solve that one of two ways. I can either just tighten these up more and they'll pull on in, or I can just use carriage bolts. So I don't really need to be using these forged bolts right here. I'm probably gonna end up using these forged bolts on this piece here through the other beam. So these are gonna end up being carriage bolts tomorrow, but I went ahead and put them like that. So you hear it rub right there, but it's a very light rub, okay? So as you can see here, I've got 1, 2 in there, okay? And I put that at the top of the hole because that's the way that it's, this mechanism is gonna be trying to push down this way. So I wanted this bolt to be holding it from the top side of that tight against that. So anyhow, went ahead and put a nut on the one. I didn't put a nut on the other yet, but they're in there snug. I had to use a hammer and tap them in because the hole is so snug. So now I just need to put these holes up here. I could either just do 2 here or space it, do 1, 2. Probably do a little space there maybe. But anyway, so that's the gist of it. Those will be carriage bolts tomorrow as well. They go through. So I won't hit my fingers on that when I reach up underneath the bed to lift up on this. That'll do. Okay. So all in all, pretty happy with it all. So this piece of metal that I used was from a 6-foot piece. So here I use less than 3 foot, so I have about 4 foot left over. So I'm gonna do the same thing, the mirror image on this side, and line it up with these holes. And that'll give us the strength to whatever piece of wood that I mount this to. So I'm kind of at a good stopping point because I wanna go ahead and get carriage bolts in place. I'll probably continue to tinker with it here and figure out what piece of wood I'm gonna use on this. But in general, now I got 20 inches of travel, and technically I only need 18, okay? So 17 or 18 is all that there is room for in the van for it to open up, but you know, it is what it is. So that is that. Will this be solid? I think so. I think this is gonna be very solid. And again, as this comes up, see, let me just use, this isn't the exact board I'm gonna use, this is an example board, so to help you visualize what the fuck I'm talking about here. Okay, so let's say this board was taller and it was mounted to this, right? So as this pulls away, oh shit, hang on. As this pulls away, see how the gap is created? Okay, so that gap that's created closes once it gets back to the lock position. So it's actually not even the hinge that's holding everything up, it becomes wood on wood holding everything up. Now granted, I gotta make sure that I don't put, what do you call it? That I don't put, if I want the bed to be able to tilt down at the foot of the bed, be able to tilt down, I wanna make sure I don't make this too tight. I wanna make sure that I leave a gap so that when I tilt it down, the foot of the bed down, I still have room to come on down. So anyhow, and then from that perspective, let's say I have the bed level, you say, well now Brendan, you've defeated your purpose. If it does feel wobbly, I can always just come in with a couple wedges on each side, bing and bing, and pop a couple wedges in, you know, underneath the bed, and just say, okay, remember to pull those wedges out if and when I decide I'm gonna move this thing. And technically all I'd have to do is pull out that wedge over there, and this wedge over here would pull itself out when I extend the bed, slide it across to get to the electronics. I was really paranoid about putting the electronics underneath the bed in case I started to smell something like getting hot or wanted to be able to check on things. I just had a really bad feeling, and I've been in months of limbo not knowing what I was gonna do. I'm really glad I figured this thing out. So this is gonna be really strong. This will hold plenty of weight. The mount that hooks onto this beam, that mounts to the floor, because this is gonna mount to the floor now, this beam here. This beam that mounts to the floor is also gonna go back and mount to the battery, which is also mounted through the floor. okay? And another thing is I can have this beam even go through the wall, the first wall of the van. There's two walls, you know, there's the inner wall and the outer wall. I can have it go through the inner wall and mount there as well. So that would be the only thing that would stick across once the bed slides out. There would still be this one beam that would be sticking into the wall, and then when the bed comes back, it conceals it. All right, see ya.